Trump announced this morning the U.S. and China have reached a trade deal, at least for 90 days, where they've decided to call a truce. There will now be a 90-day pause on most tariffs the U.S. and Chinese officials had imposed on one another last month. So as it stands right now, Trump has decreased the tariffs on Chinese imports from 145% to 30%, whereas China's levies on U.S. imports will be cut from 125% to 10%. Officials from both the U.S. and China had met in Geneva over the weekend where they discussed and came up with this 90-day truce. And this was the first face-to-face meeting that they've had to discuss tariffs since Trump's Liberation Day, which, if you remember, that was the day he increased the tariffs to 145% overall. He started with 84% duties, and then he increased it to 125%, and then the very next day, he had increased the tariffs on Chinese goods to 145%. So this temporary pause on this trade war, this temporary agreement, just means that the U.S. and China have agreed to a reciprocal 10% tariff. Now, the U.S. did add 20% to that 10%, totaling a 30% tariff on most Chinese goods, because Trump alleges that China plays a role in the fentanyl crisis in the United States, so he added 20%. Now, this goes into effect, this new temporary agreement goes into effect Wednesday, May 14th, so I would say that is the time to start. A couple days after that, maybe the prices will go down for a small while, at least for 90 days, and things can be a little bit more affordable. I know that you must be seeing the increased prices over the past month as a result of these tariffs. And there are a lot of small businesses that have gone on social media pleading for these tariffs to go down, who were afraid that they weren't going to make it another month. So I hope that this is helpful. It's really horrible to see so many Americans struggling, and things are becoming more expensive. So we'll see what occurs with this. Of course, I will keep you updated. Please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content. And I appreciate you being here.